Hi darlings, I am popping in because today is an important day. We are the 17th. As you know, the number 17 house was pulled down. In my village, the five-pointed star, Aignan is the egg, it's the aigle. The eagle is AIGL. And today we are the 107 passage. And you've got this red blood sky, ice, 99. This is from the film Paris, Texas, Chat GPT. So I have been talking about this day because today Mars is completely combust to Regulus. So from today, we've got Mars on the feet of Jesus on Regulus. This is the fixed cross, and this is where Mary Magdalene lies. So Magdalene is the Mary, is the amygdala, it is the cherry, the strawberry, and when, as I said, there's no blood running through, you have that pale stein. So Mars rules Aries and Mars rules Scorpio opposite. So we had the full moon right in this Milky Way strawberry full moon, right in the gap, which is what runs through your brain to come to the 13th cranial nerve, which is Ophiuchus here. And he takes this fertility, the wisdom, the snake. So this gap from the red star Antares to the red star Aldebaran. So on the 11th, we still had the sun between the horns. Jupiter was just still in Taurus. Jupiter is tin, and tin is the element 5-0. So right on the Khan, because this is that central point, which is what you see in the labyrinth. You see the little passage going through. That's the Milky Way to come to the 13th Khano. So Jupiter and Mercury, rulers of the skull and bone cross, find themselves right now on this pivotal point. The Sun, gold, Jupiter, tin, Mercury, quicksilver, and Venus, the ruler of Taurus, at that moment was just moving into Aries for that strawberry moon. So now, today, on the 17th, so as I speak, what a moment I've chosen, we have got the moon right on the lamb, on the thalamus. And tomorrow we have the last quarter moon, and we're going to have that movement of the moon moving. So yeah, tomorrow the moon is going to move from air to water. But right now, as we speak, we've got an opposition of the moon on Fomalhaut and Mars on Regulus. So moon, the ruler of Cancer, and Mars, the ruler of Aries. And Mercury is going to be moving in very quickly into Cancer. So opposition Mars on the feet of Jesus and the moon on that lamb. So this is Giza, the moon is on the lamb, this is Giza, and we've got the whole world walking to Giza, which is going to be, this gap here. Got Mercury right on Sirius. Sirius is Sirius, the keeper of the four corners. Osiris, it is that midbrain, which is where the sun, he's on the wand, he's on the midbrain. This is the passage, and this is Persia, this is Iran, this is Mary Ryan, this is your Brian, this is your brain, the life of Brian. The B is in front of the I.R.A.N. B.I.R.A.N. is your Byron brain. Byron Bay makes me think of Byron Bay, but also that writing for the blind people is okay, it's Braille. So Isle is the wing, it's the L in French. AILLE is the wing, it's the L. So here you see Mercury right on Sirius, Jupiter now in detriment in Gemini, and Venus in detriment in Aries. So Mars rules Aries, Mercury rules Gemini, Mercury in domicile on Sirius, the keeper of the four corners. The Sun, it looks like it's in Gemini, but the Sun is still in Taurus. Venus rules Taurus, the Sun is gold, and we've got Venus in the home of Mars, right on the feet of Jesus, opposites to the Moon on Fomalhaut. And we have got complete conjunction of Saturn and Neptune on the whale's tail, ruled by Jupiter, which is now in detriment. So just a reminder, my village, the egg, the Enyon in the middle of the five-pointed star. And I move along like this. Okay. Postcode 322. This is that crossroads, that Osiris, that crossroads, the back of your midbrain. The house. So it's just on the Rue de Saint-Saturnin, Saturn, and the last house here. We've got Vivaldi, the keeper of the four corners, and they have left just the frame up. Four corners. Vivaldi wrote the Four Seasons, and as you know, the people who did this are JM, Jupiter, Mercury, and you can see they just kept the four corners, and there are 14 windows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 pieces of Osiris in one frame of When I'm 64 corners, which is the cranberries zombie in your head. And they have just had violence break out in Northern Ireland, in Ballymere, or which is the whale, the balen is the whale. So today is the 17th passage. House that fell in our village was 17, obviously. Jupiter tin in detriment in Gemini, and Venus in detriment in Aries. The life of Brian. So that's your Ryan, I.R.A.N. with just the B. B is the 13, which is the 13th Canio. I.R.A.N. Brian is the I.R.A.N. with the B, and B is the 13th. And we're going to have on the 3rd of the 7th, which is your L, 37 is EL, we're going to have Mercury right on the beehive cluster in Cancer. So I.R.A.N. brain, your cran, Toulouse-Lautrec, to lose the track, to lose. L'or is gold, Lautrec, the gold track. This is tin, it's not gold. The swallow dies doing errands for the fake little prince, Pince, claw of Cancer. In fake gold, this is Jupiter, tin, 5-0, the hidden hand, how YII 5-0. So Venus is 50 days under the horizon, and the element tin is 50. Tin, can, life in a Tom Cruise T20, C3, 23 twin DNA strands, which is what makes 40C, 46 chromosomes. Cranberry, Beetlejuice is Beltegers, the winter triangle between Sirius in the exactly where the planets are now. It's the winter triangle, the silver chair, the silver gates. We are at the Moulin Rouge and La Goulue by Henri de Toulouse-Lautrec, Can Tin Tin. So here today on the 17th, the Sun, Jupiter and Mercury right on Sirius and Venus right on the RAM, the brain, the can of Aries. So as we saw in Back to the Future, Mercury's cycle is 88 days and the constellation's 88. And there you have 88 miles per hour, and you have in the Silver Gateway bringing fire, closing. So 107 ice, 99. 99 is your 69 is the two little dicky birds at the top of your head. Pete and Paul is the apostrophe, it's the Twitter bird. So 66, 99, 66. So that's showing you the two directions. This is Narnia. You've got ice and you've got sun. You've got the Ice Queen and you've got the lion. So today we've got the moon in the ice, and we've got Mars on the feet of Jesus. It's the fixed cross, and we're getting rid of the fixed cross. So there's Mars, there's Brian, R.A.N at the gap in the passage in your brain. The life of Brian. So R.A.N, Brian, the brain, the ram, and Venus is right there. So Mars rules the head, the top, and he rules Scorpio, the bottom, and that is the egg to become the eagle, AIGL. So Mars and Venus are for the true merging of Taurus, Venus, Mars, Aries, and Scorpio must rise as the eagle again to carry the serpent of wisdom in Libra. Tin is 50. Apollo 11 and the 50. We've just had that plane crash. Everybody killed apart from the passenger A11. A11. This is Api, the bull god, the brainstem. Your brainstem. Taurus rules this neck here, and we still have Sun in Taurus. This is your Hawaii 50, your Star of David, the last hidden hands. Hawaii 50, CT, Tom Cruise, C3, T20, that's 23 DNA strands. And there is Jupiter, the beast, the lion that sits in the middle of the cross, on the breast of Venus, on the bull's eye. So Jupiter, Tintin, Jupiter, Tintin, silver moon, vinegar earth creates tin. There's the moon, and there's the earth, and that is Jupiter. So the Moulin Rouge got the four corners, wheels within wheels. This is why Amélie Poulain was in this part of Paris with her gnome, the amygdala, and your brainstem. So the Canada, the fleur de lis, Lucifer, this is the maple, the maple, the maple, the maple. He's showing you your brain, your brainstem. He says we're in the true north. We're in the gap. Cancer. The can is on. Can. The canard. Just one bird left. It's those two birds together that make best the keeper of the four corners. The canard, can. It's Toulouse-Lautrec. Yellow and black merging Capricorn and Sagittarius. Jupiter and Sagittarius, putting Jupiter at the true north and Mercury at the bottom, merging with the moon. With the moon Cancer and Gemini, so all the high cardinal signs merging with the immature mutable signs, when the true merging should be Saturn, Twin Peaks, Aquarius, Capricorn, and in the true kingdom, the sun and the moon will merge and they will open the gates to Saturn. So your Ukraine, yellow and blue, is normally the sun and the moon. It is not Jupiter and Mars, Saint Martin de Tours, that kills Saint Saturnin, merging Pisces with Aries and merging Libra with Virgo. So Libra ruled by Venus and Aries ruled by Mars, and that's how they keep Mars and Aries, Mars and Venus, when the true Mars and Venus is to rise again. The serpent, so Scorpio rises as the eagle to carry the snake of wisdom, Libra, Mars and Libra, so Mars on the outside ruling Scorpio, water, and over here Venus and Mars, Mars the ruler of Aries, Venus the ruler of Taurus. That's your true Aleph Tav closing. The mutable cross closes in the center. No more Jupiter, no more Mercury. We've learned how to adapt. We've learned how to dissect, to discern. We can see through the trick or treat. We can see through the jokers. You know, this is what you have to be able to do on this strawberry moon. There is a very well-known girl on Facebook called Sheena Alexander that got locked up in a mad home in tribe of Dan in Denmark, or is she in Sweden? Maybe she's in Sweden, by somebody called JM. She's writing to her friend JM, Mercury, Jupiter, and the strawberry, is locked up, the amygdala. So there's always, you know, when you can see, there's always as above, so below going on. So the fixed cross is being crucified, and right now as I speak, we have the moon in Aquarius and we have Mars on the feet of Jesus in Leo here. So yeah, this is the fate closing here. So to create Moulin, Mars and Pisces, Mars and Jupiter, Moulin, Ukraine is taking over between Pisces and Aries. That's going to become the Cetus, and we've got Ophiuchus, which will be, you know, this passage here. There we see Scorpio and Taurus crucified. Just finished these pictures, the can, the canary, life in a golden cage, always showing you red, red, black, yellow, and white, the four elements. So here, Madeleine is the amygdala in a tin can. And you see, they're showing you she looks very ill and she looks very pale. So normally the amygdala is red, and now she's pale. She's a pale Stein. She's pale. She's Dorian Gray. She's 50 Shades of Grey. 50 tin. So the keeper of the four corners, he's showing you the four corners and the brainstem, and he's always standing on the side. And as I showed you in the village, they made this passage through. Our steeple is the red cherry, and we've got the labyrinth on the church, and with this passage there was a stone and they've decapitated it, and you can just see the two legs. It's always the man standing on the side. It's always the side, as in the brain. You've got this man that appears when you put the two birds together, Bess, the keeper of the four corners. So my village is 32290, and here is the beast. Here's the lion standing on the side. Osiris, the keeper of the four corners, exactly where we have the Sun and Jupiter. And for Prince William's birthday, they are going to be completely conjunct. And the Sun will move from Taurus, the home of Venus, into Mercury, into Gemini, the home of Mercury. And then Mercury will be on Pollux, Lord of the Rings, the boxing rings, the square. So also the house in my village is showing you the square. The squared circle is the circle, spirits, the form, the square, and the triangle is the capstone. Mind, body, and spirit, the philosopher's stone. So you're going to have the moon right on the Ram Ra for the 21st. I've done a full rundown on Patreon of all this. So that was yesterday, the front page, Trou d'air. So I did an hour-and-a-half video and I covered tomorrow's last quarter, the 21st of June, and the new moon on the 25th with cards, and I go really into depth. So you see, we've got in Dubai just the frame. The passage is oval, it's not square. Your Mary Magdalene, and this is your cranberries showing you Cyrus the Great, the keeper of the four corners. So for our Fête de la Musique, they're showing this is the World Tarot card on the 21st of June in our village. And there you see Germain, 32 is the element of Germain. So Jerusalem, I live in Gers, is Gers. Gers. I've written it down here. It's Mary Rian, my great-grandmother in the five-pointed star. You've got Mary, the Ami, Gadala, Ami, Mary, Rian, Brian, Brainstain, Save Private Ryan, showing you the fifth element and the brain, Brian stem. So you've got the upside down five-pointed star, and you've got this brain stem showing you the new angle. And this is taken in 1866. You know that. So the maypole, and that's, we've got Canada, and the flag is a maple flower. It's the maypole, Mayday, Mayday, the five-pointed star. The sun enters Taurus on the 15th. When is it? The sun enters Taurus on the 15th. Oh no, on the 14th. All for one and one for all. And that's the 5-5. That is the 5-5. So we're at the cranberry, Brian, iron in your amygdala, turn to stone or Popeye, Mercury conjunct Sirius, Jupiter on the wand of Orion. We are at the bullseye, egg, aigle, darting in your moon on the elbow. So that was another time. Those are old posts. So for the first attack of Iran, we've got the moon on the noon key going into Scorpio to kill the egg. There's Sirius. So there will have been a time when Scorpio was this amygdala, and now it's, we've been all the way around the wheel. So this is the miraculous seat, 11A, which is also your 777. 111 is also 777. That was the number everyone rung for COVID in England. And that whole flight is just ridiculous. 53 British people, 5, 6, 7, 8. And those were the cards we had. That's what I want to show you. 32 paths of wisdom, Jerusalem, Geras, Gers, Shalem. Jerusalem, the city of peace. There are several theories about how Jerusalem got its name. Semitic Y foundation, cornerstone, and Shalem, a Canaanite god whose root means peace. So Canaanite god whose root means peace. In Arabic and Hebrew, Book of Joshua, Yira, the abiding place, and Shalem, the place of peace. So you've got Joshers and Shalem, Jerusalem, Gers Shalem, Ger Shalem, Josh Shalem. So it's just something about, you know, where I live. We've got Zion and we've got... So, and here is Mary Magdalene, Amygdala, Madeleine, Pale Stone, and Red-Nosed Reindeer. Rodolph Steiner is gone, just a Pale Stein left. Because Madeleine, yeah, the boat going to Palestine with Greta Pippi Longstocking on it is called the Madeleine. It's got a Pale Stone sign because Madeleine is Venus, your Amygdala, your third eye. Hopes of closure fade as police wrap up Madeleine McCann's search. She is dead, so is your third eye. Blind as bats, Madeleine MC, can, life in a tin can. Amygdala, Venus rose, leaves Pisces, maritime, water, tomorrow for Aries in detriment. Jupiter leaves Taurus, home of Venus, so this was before the strawberry moon. Tomorrow for Gemini in detriment. Jack and Rose, that is the Big Bang strawberry full moon. They will kill her, your last chance to wake WTFU. Your Amygdala is gone. Madeleine confirmed dead. Giza is the true pyramid. Spring solstice they give you. Gaza, summer solstice as Venus rules Taurus. The new sign of the summer solstice, no longer Gemini Mercury. AIA, Giza, Gaza. Humanity, so just like in Brain and Brian, it's the A and the I that change. So with Giza, Gaza, and this is this angle that we're going to have, you'll see on this last quarter moon towards tomorrow between the moon and Taurus, sun in Taurus, making that distance of between Giza and Gaza. The 90-degree angle is your 9. So we're going to have 9, 9 as we saw on ice on each side. I'll show you the charts. Humanity's Walking Dead, the vessel ship. So this is the ship, the Madeleine. Pearl Harbor gone. That is your pH. You've got 7, 7, 7 above, 7 below. Perfect harmony. Pearl Harbor in the middle. Your harmonic procession. Your Holland Park, that's why where I'm born, Holland Park, and so important. They created the orangery to make masculine, and where all the Victorian society, the creators of the new golden dawn, the golden cage age, all came together in Holland Park, Harry Potter, Pearl Harbor, HP. And now just an empty shell vessel as Uranus is exactly where it was for Pearl Harbor. Your harbour is gone, and now the Steinstone too, turned pale from red blood to pale over rover. Amygdala comes from the Greek word for almond. Most brain tissue is pinkish beige where there's blood circulating through it. It looks grey without blood circulating. That's why they show you Madeleine McCann, the can, all grey. The amygdala is slightly darker in colour than the surrounding brain tissue. So there's the beast. We're getting past the magician's nephew. I tell you all the time, in my village, we had Uncle Andrew. He died on the day the Queen died. And a week later, his only family existing came to visit. A boy and a girl, brother and sister, just like Polly and Digby in this famous story. And I've always said that my village is this place. In the book, Abbé Pierre, they say that because where I am is in the Milky Way, there is no time. And I've been reading about the gnomes the king of the gnomes, who enticed a king, a Brittany king, into, so that was the takeover between the Normans and the Saxons. He took the Saxon king and he said, come to my wedding with all your men, come to my wedding. And he was there for 3 days, but when he came back out, 300 years had gone by. And that's what it's like living where I live. There is no time. And that's why I say in the lakes that I swim in, they are the pools in the Magician's Nephew. So Magician's Nephew, you've got Jadis, the Wicked Witch, and it's all about taking over the north and the south, when the west and the east is really the north and the south. So the black and white cat, the red nose of the Rudolph, the red-nosed Steiner, Rodolph Steiner, and the birds. And there is the Keeper of the Four Corners. This is just like D'Artagnan, Cyrus. There he is in the back of your brain. This is the beast in the middle of the cross when we get to the end of the mutable cross, and this is what's happening. So you've even got Venus. This is Ishtar. This is the god of fertility. They've turned it into Bes, but it was always Ishtar. So there is the golden prince with the swallow. Life in a tin can. The thalamus, Thoth, the brain stem. This is, Thoth is Mercury, but it's Jupiter and Mercury. It's where they meet, where they're crossing. So the 12, and in the middle you've got the 13th, and this is the gap that we're at right now to rise your Kundalini. Is Ishtar, and this is why we've had the Ukraine, Putin, Israel, and now boom, Iran. So we should be walking to Giza, and they've got everybody walking to Gaza. There's your Pearl Harbor in the Philosopher's Stone. Pearl in the middle. There's your fake calf. Aquarius rules the calves. This is the golden calf, the fake idol. Tom Cruise showing you his 5-0 tin can. And they say that they found gold, but what you're finding is tin. So the 14 pieces of Osiris, this is the passage through the oval from one age to another. And this is what we've got there. 14 windows you saw on the frame of the house, and there's your hidden hand in the passage. We're in the passage with the 5-0 hidden hand, and there's your 13th nerve, and this is what the 13th sign does. He stands on it. He takes the snake of wisdom. He stands on Scorpio. I'm surrounded by stag beetles here. They're flying stag beetles. I got bitten by one the other day. I was saying in my video yesterday, it came in my hair. Honestly, the creatures of the night, Corona, the rhythm of the night, na 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 na. Yeah, the rhythm of the night, the creatures where I live is just ridiculous. And they are these enormous, this looks like a kind of nice one, but the one that I wiped it out my hair and it pinched my finger. So that's very symbolic. So here we've got the chamber is within us. And, this is when I'm 64, the Beatles were there. Okay, so I'm just popping in today. I'm not going to make this long. We're just going to have a look at these next two big dates and this passage now. I'm just giving you a thumbs up for today. So 17, tomorrow is the last quarter moon. So the moon is going to be making this passage into water from air into water. So the moon is still in Aquarius at 1 o'clock tomorrow, but then it will move to be conjunct to Saturn and Neptune on the whale's tail, as Mercury is on the scythe, on that scythe of Pollux. Jupiter is on the foot of Achilles, of Hermes, of Castor, and that Sun is bing bang bong on the wands and still in Taurus, and the ruler of Taurus, Venus, will then be on this Hamal. Uranus is coming up under the Seven Sisters. As for Pearl Harbor, Uranus is right underneath the Seven Sisters, and Mars is still combust to Regulus, Mars, the ruler of Aries, and that half moon, last quarter moon. So tomorrow is enormous, 19. So then we're coming up to Prince William's birthday. He is this new king playing the role of Saint Martin de Tours that killed Saint Saturnin. You saw that house in my village is right next to Saint Saturnin. So then the sun is on Betelgeuse, the cranberry, the R.A.N, and Mercury is bang on Pollux for this 21st. So we're going to have the moon that moves in on the 21st. The moon will move from water into fire. And then 22, 23, 24. So 24 is quite a big day. Mercury will move, and then on the 25th, so this is it, the new moon, Sun, Jupiter completely combust with the moon, and Mercury that enters into Cancer. So a new moon in Gemini on the feet, on that ankle, the Anki. This is your Anki. And Mercury that has entered Cancer, moon rules Cancer. And Venus almost in Aries, in Taurus at home. But until she's home on the 29th, she's going to be on Algol. So wow, that new moon. Saturn, Neptune still conjunct, and Pluto, the only planet retrogrades. Pluto is the only planet retrogrades. Mars is moving away, and then the other big dates, so I want to show you, is the 7-3, so the day before the big date that is in America, the 4th of July. The 3rd of July, Mercury is on the beehive, and Venus and Uranus are combust under the Seven Sisters, and Saturn and Neptune are pretty much completely in combustion as well. So the corridor, the wardrobe, that's why in my village they have the corrida. The corrida, this passage is the corrida, the bullfight. The corrida is the corridor. It is the magician's nephew. It is Narnia. It is the passage, the wardrobe. As we close at St. Andrew, Uncle Andrew's mutable cross, the lion, Orion, Merlin, Bess, Rumpelstiltskin, the gnome, the medulla oblongata must be faced, the beast, the breast of Venus, the bullseye. As Jupiter, Andrew, and Mercury, Digby, and Polly face Jadis, Venus, the lion becomes king. when the lion should lie down with the lamb. As the mutable cross, JM, Jupiter, Mercury, closer, X marks the spot of your gulch, throat, Las Vegas, vagus nerve. To reach your amygdala, you have to lose pride. Fifth element is your head, crâne, your crâne, cranberries, Betelgeuse, Beetlejuice, Jack, your brainstem, and Rose, the amygdala. So these are from the zombie song. There's Andrew at the silver chair. There she is at the cross, the back of your brain. And this is the terror, Texas, Paris, Texas, GPT, St. Andrew. At that passage, he's called Andrew Cross. He dies at 36, showing us Paris, Texas, the passage to get through the oval onto the fixed cross. Taurus, they've manipulated time. I'm going to show you. So that's today. Let me show you 11th strawberry full moon, last quarter moon, that's tomorrow. So for this last quarter moon, we've got a finger of God pointing to Mars, Pluto, the only planet retrograde, and we've got North Node, Moon, Saturn, Neptune, all conjunct. North Node is an Aquarius, and this is the true North. This is the true North here, making a square. So Giza, the Vesica Pisces passage, Gaza. That's your L. That's your ninth. So I've got beetroot all over me. I've just done a big beetroot drink. So that angle, that is the last angle. That is the last angle, and everybody's off walking to Gaza. And even Pippi Longstocking, Greta Pippi Longstocking, is off in her Madeleine ship, in her vessel. When this is the true North, this is the Maypole. Not for nothing, I live in a 5-pointed star, and in my past life, I was the Maypole Queen. Mary Rian, your amygdala on your Brian R.A.N. brain. So, you know, and we've got the Chiron, the Cairo at that first degree of Aries. You really can't make this up. So there he is, Travis, with his red cherry amygdala hat on, and Andrew Cross, the Spider-Man who created spiders from electricity. So we got to get past your own inner beasts. And this is where the sun is right now. Right now. So amygdala, the passage through from one world to another. The strawberry, the Venus, she's always dressed in pink, in rose. Through the mirror. Through the mirror. So there he is. The red cherry, this is the Eiffel Tower. The eye fell in Paris, Texas. ChatGPT. The oval passage. And that's why they've been showing you the red nose, because the red nose, Nibiru, comes in the passage. Even that mouth is showing you the passage back to spirits. So that was Strawberry Moon, 88, and now there's the ship, 46. The crane is the last angle, Canada, the ram, Venus on that ram, your cranial, when I'm 64, the Beatles, your crane, your Ukraine. Uranus is ending his cycle since Pearl Harbor. Have you found the pearl in the harbor? So this is your fleur de lis, your Lucy Fleur, and Mercury is going to be on the beehive for that L 3rd of July passage. So blue and yellow, blue and yellow. This is what they are doing. They're putting blue and yellow with Mars as the ruler on the Ukraine when it should be the closure Venus. So this is really, it's really a war with Mars and Venus is your equinox and the solstice north south. There is your Merlion with the 111777 at the 21 passage. You've got the lion. This is in Singapore. There is the lotus flower, broken, Scorpio, broken. Can you get past the Merlion? So they've just shown in the sky this clown. It's a silver chair. We're at the silver chair, Merlion. And this is coming up for the solstice. It's his rings. He's got his 5 rings and Uncle Andrew. We're at Saturday Night Fever, your brainstem. Tristan, this is what you make in alchemy. You get the green lion at that passage from when they make their iron, they make their copper, and you put it together and you get this green lion. So Pan, the brainstem, and this is the big date on the 3/7 coming up. And there is your Bess, keeper of the 4 corners. Put the 2 canaries together, but you saw one canary dies. There's only one side left of your brain. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to end on this. That's the last quarter moon. I'll just show you solstice, 21st. So we got 2 fingers of God, one pointing to Pluto, one pointing to Mars, in conjunct line between Pluto and Mars, in conjunct line to the Sun. Now we've got Sun moving into Gemini on the 21st, and we've got this little sextile between Pluto, Saturn and Neptune pointing to Mars, and sextile between Sun and Jupiter, and Mars pointing to Pluto. And where will we see Uranus is making an angle to Mars, and he's now making a trine to Pluto retrograde. So wait till Pluto moves forward again. Okay, Uranus, Venus is coming up to be on Algol, not there yet, and the moon is going to be in Aries, conjunct to the key Chiron. Oh yeah, Chiron is making a 90-degree angle to Mercury and to Pluto. The 2 L's. Whenever there's 2 90-degree angles, we get the 2 L's. Right, that's the 21st. And then the 25th, new moon. Jupiter, Sun, Moon, and the moon ruler of Cancer, Mercury on the beehive, opposite Pluto. Pluto in the home of Saturn, Saturn in the home of Jupiter, and we're going to have Venus and Uranus conjunct, but completely combust for the 3rd of the 7th. So that's L. I've got L here somewhere. L day, you can see we've got Venus and Uranus completely combust. and the moon on Spiker. Okay, so that's really big whenever the moon's on Spiker. Okay, darlings, I don't want this to be too long. Please come for readings. If you don't know me, my work already, you come to Alchemy Accordance. Everything about my work is going to change over the summer, so make the most. Soul sessions. This is all the different readings you can choose from. And voila, that's it for today. I love you very much. Come and join us on Patreon. I will be chatting to Saturn Rooster 81 for the summer solstice. Saturn Rooster 81, and he is going to share with us some of his decoding. You can come and discover his channel already. His name is Dane, and he's got some amazing decoding, and you know, he can, especially to do with Giza. And anyway, we are going to have a chat with him for the 21st on Patreon. And that's all for now, darlings. I just wanted to do this now because I don't have time to come see you again this week. And come for readings. I'm free from next week. All my love. Bye for now.